What's up, everybody? My name's Tom Wolf, and I wanted to share with you a little bit about what Beachbody coaching is all about. First, let me start by telling you a little bit about myself. I am 55 years old. I am a husband, a father of 3, and grandfather of 9. And when I was 51 years old, I found myself pretty beat up in life. See, I was the guy that always loved competition. From high school on, I loved sports. I played baseball and football, and I never really felt like I was the best athlete on the field. And so I felt like I had to make up for it by working harder and having more heart and desire. And in the process of that mindset, had an array of injuries and accidents and whatnot. Loved every minute of it, but spent a lot of time beat up. And the past several years, I had been playing racquetball, and I loved it. I played 4 or 5 nights a week. I had a coach. I was serious about it. He was videotaping our coaching sessions. I played in a league and then a ladder, and I wanted to be the best player out there. But I had had ACL replacement surgery years before, and the meniscus was completely gone. I started to develop arthritis in my knee, and I got to the point where I had chronic arthritis. So at 51 years old, I found myself unable to play, unable to really do anything, chronic knee pain, sitting on the couch, depressed, 30 plus pounds overweight, cholesterol over 300, pre-diabetic, not able to sleep at night. And so one night I found myself up at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning watching TV, and I got hooked on a P90X infomercial. And I watched the thing from start to finish, and then I think I started over and watched it again. I was just in awe of what these guys were doing. And I just wondered if maybe I could do that. But see, I was coming from a place of complete hopelessness. I had given up. And if you've ever felt hopeless before, it's a really bad feeling. And so when I saw this, I had this sort of glimmer of, maybe, you know. Well, in December of 2011, I made a commitment. I got online, I ordered a P90X kit, and started January 2nd of 2012, I started P90X. I did it in my bedroom for 3 months. And I think the first workout I did, I cried at the end of it just because it was such an emotional release of going from this state of hopelessness to actually completing a workout, even though it just really beat me up because, I mean, I hadn't done anything in so long, and this is pretty tough stuff, you know. It was push-ups and pull-ups for an hour. And I remember the second workout was a cardio workout. And I remember having the knee issues, and so wondering, you know, I don't know if there's any way I can do this, but Tony Horton is the trainer. He introduces the cast that's surrounding him on the video, and he says, oh, and by the way, this guy has a prosthetic leg. And so if he can do it, anyone can do it. And I thought, oh my goodness, okay, I'm going to do it. And so I stood there, and even though I totally had to modify, at one point you have to hop on one leg and for 30 seconds or something like that. And there was all I could do was just to stand on that leg. But I did it. And I remember feeling pretty sick at the end of it because I hadn't done any cardio in so long. And so after that second workout, I don't really remember how I felt after any of the other workouts. I came home every day. I shoved the DVD in the DVD player before I changed my clothes so I couldn't talk myself out of it. And then it was ready to go as soon as I got my clothes changed, and I would do it. And I did it in my bedroom, and they were basically 1 hour workouts, and I did them for 3 months. And I had this total mental transformation. And even though at the end of 3 months, I didn't have this huge physical transformation, I had a mental transformation, and I got my head right, and I did it every day, and I made this habit, and I wasn't going to stop. And so even though, I hopped on the scale when I was done and I had only lost 5 pounds, I wasn't disappointed. I, for one, hadn't even cracked the book open to know the order to do the workouts and never even looked at the nutrition guide. Well, at the end of that first 3-month round, Beachbody, the company that makes it, sent me a sample of Shakeology. I didn't know what it was, but I tried it. I made myself a shake with it. I liked the taste of it, so I ordered it, and I started over on P90X. The second time around, pretty much the only thing I really did with my nutrition is I had Shakeology as 1 meal a day, and I did the workouts. And at the end of the second round, I had lost over 25 pounds on the second round, plus 5 pounds from the first round. And so I got I felt amazing. I looked totally different. And as you can see, the before and after is, it was pretty good. And I had seen the before and afters of these other people that had done this workout, and I thought, well, I didn't think they were doctored, but I thought, maybe they can do it. I just wanted to get through the program, and I didn't think I'd get those kind of results. But I went to my doctor as soon as I was done, got my cholesterol tested. I was down well over 100 points, which means I was under 200 for the first time in, 15 or 20 years. See, I had been on statin medicines forever, and they had really done damage to my muscles, a lot of muscle pain and cramping, and so I had to go off all the statins, and I just had to do it on my own. So to go no cholesterol meds and go under 200 was amazing for me. And then to see that my sugar levels were back in the normal range, I was in heaven. I had fallen in love with the products. I had so many people come to me and ask me what I did. I was already helping other people to get healthy and fit using P90X and Shakeology. And so at that point, my coach reached out to me and said, come to this. At that time, my coach reached out to me, said, how are you liking your shakes? And I said, are you even a real person? And she's kind of laughs, said, yeah, I'm a real person. I'm your coach, and I'm here to give you support. I'm like, cool. Tell me about coaching. And she said, well, I've been doing it for about 6 months. I'm making about $3,000 a month. After I had my second child, I never went back to work. I stayed home with my kids. And I do it at home. I just work for a few hours a day. And this is what I'm doing. I'm like, wow, that sounds pretty cool. So at that point, I went to Hawaii on vacation. And while I was there, I was playing with the Beachbody website, kind of fell in love with the whole thing. I became a coach. And when I got back, I told my coach, Brandy Botts, about it. And she said, oh, well, we've got our once-a-year coach summit in Las Vegas next weekend. Why don't you come up there? And believe it or not, I was already going to Las Vegas that weekend to see my son. And so I left work a day early. I went to the Coach Summit, and oh my goodness, I was so inspired by the quality of the people that run the company. The CEO was so passionate about helping people and making products that are the highest quality he could make. And I'd already seen the results of the high quality products, how high quality P90X was, and how high quality of a Shakeology was. I had learned since then that there are other meal replacement type shakes on the market, but nothing else that was like 9 servings of fruits and vegetables with over 70 superfoods. without any artificial sweeteners or any garbage thrown in there as fillers. And so I already knew that. But when I went to the Coach Summit, I found out, one, that they had all kinds of other products, that they were coming out with new products that were just as good. I think at that point they were coming out with a new flavor of Shakeology, and they were coming out with a new program called Combat, which is a sort of MMA style cardio workout, which, interestingly enough, in P90X, one of the workouts is called MMX. And I fell in love with it. It made cardio go by so quickly, and it's kicking and punching for an hour, and I had a lot of fun with it. And really, the time just flew when I was doing it. So I thought that was great. But since then, they just continue to come out with all these new products that are just great products to fill a niche that isn't already being filled. And so anyway, that's when I sat there in this Coach Summit. The keynote speaker was a guy named Seth Godin, and he had written a book called The Purple Cow, and he explained the story of being in Europe and driving through these pastures and cows everywhere. And his wife's in the car, and she fell asleep, and he just wandering through endless pastures of cows, and after a while, it's just too many cows, and it becomes kind of boring. But he said, imagine going around a corner and then opening up a whole new field, and out in the middle of the field is a purple cow. When you see that purple cow, you stop the car. And all of a sudden, it just hit me. This company is a purple cow. It's not like any other company I had ever been introduced to. And so at that point, I decided that I was going to go all in as a coach, helping people to get healthy using these great products. So I've been in a family business that has been in existence for 99 plus years. We hit our 100th year anniversary in 2017. I've been there for over 35 years. I've been running it for about 15 years. And we've had good times and bad times, but through the process of running a business, it's a brick and mortar, it's a retail, it's a grocery store, it's a single independent, and we have some really high quality products. But what I'm finding now is, with all the competition with Sprouts and Trader Joe's and Costco and Amazon, and even now stores like Target are carrying upscale lines, and Walmart carries a line of chocolates that used to be exclusive to specialty stores. It's like it's crazy, the competition. And that's just one aspect. I have to do so many things. One of the hardest things I think as a business owner is managing people. I have right now around 35 employees. At one time we had close to 60 employees. And I feel like a lot of times I have some great employees, so I don't want to put them down, but the fact of the matter is that a lot of times it's babysitting. People bring all of their personal problems to work, and it's so challenging managing people. I just give you an example. Last year, April 1st of 2015, it's 5:30 in the morning. I am at work. I'm setting up produce. Store's fairly dark. I like it dark when I'm working early in the morning. I have an earbud in. I'm listening to some an audio book, and I'm trimming produce, and two of my top employees come up to me, and one of them is yelling at the other one. And I'm like, calm down, guys. And he just keeps going. He starts to get really loud and attack this other employee. And the other employee starts yelling back, and pretty soon they're in each other's face, and they're like spitting and then one of them goes and gets ready, throws a punch at the other one. I have to jump in the middle of them and break them up at 5:30 in the morning. And then they both laugh and look at me and say, April Fools. It was a real funny joke. But the sad part for me was that I was in a situation where it was actually credible, because I deal with those kind of things, not necessarily every day, but that's one of the things that you do when you have employees. So in addition to that, I'm the bookkeeper. I'm in charge of marketing and promoting the grocery store. Hire and fire. I'm the HR guy. I have to purchase insurance, liability insurance, work comp, deal with agencies like the health department and like Weights and Measures and all these agencies that come in and try and push their power on you. And it's so difficult sometimes. But, you know, through it all, as business owners, we get used to it. And, you know, the good and the bad, put it together, and it's a living. So Beachbody is a network marketing company. And when I first started, I had no idea. I didn't know it was network marketing. I didn't know what network marketing was. But I fell in love with the products and the ideas and the leadership and the coaches that had really mastered the concept of helping other people in masses. And to have that kind of influence was something that I aspired to learn it and to be somebody that could reach a lot of people on sort of a gut level and take people like me that had like this feeling of hopelessness and take them to a place where they have their health back and they feel great and can live life again. And so when I started to learn about network marketing, what I came to realize was that Beachbody network markets different than other network marketing companies. A lot of network marketing companies do a lot of cold calls. They'll call people out of the blue and say, hey, buy my products or become a distributor like me and we'll grow and it'll be great. But a lot of those people don't even use the products. And if they do, I'm not so sure that a lot of the products are that great of products. Some of them are fine, but, you know, others of them, you know, it's questionable. I had a guy approach me and want me to sell some pills that are supposed to heal you and make you immune to illness and do amazing things. But that's it. That was their whole company model. They had some scientific data to prove that the pills were helpful, but past that, I mean, that's all you do. Well, what we do something totally different as Beachbody coaches. We support people and walk them through the process of transformation. And we have set up methods of helping customers all the way across the United States. We get them in a private online group and help them to give them a level of accountability to work out and to eat cleaner foods and to teach them healthy habits and we give them tips, we give them motivation, we pump them up, and when they start to see progress, it's like it's this great moment, because once somebody starts to get results, it makes it a lot easier to do new things. And when you put a whole bunch of things together that are healthy, man, you can live life at a whole different level. So many diseases, so many things that we struggle with. Even the arthritis I was dealing with is in a large part curable by building up the muscles around it, by drinking enough fluid so that the pads that support your joints have enough fluid to where you get some buffer, by learning what your limitations are, learning how to modify in order to get around some of those painful things. And yes, having to give up some of the sports that were, you know, stopping, starting, cutting, diving, jumping, running into walls, but still being able to be super fit and to live a healthy and happy life. So anyway, as a Beachbody coach, I've been able to help enough people that I feel like I have a purpose. I have this level of fulfillment from what I do, knowing that I'm improving people's lives. And that's a big part of why I became a Beachbody coach. So, I mean, those in a nutshell are, you know, really what drove me to do this. So what does a Beachbody coach do? What does a Beachbody coach do? You know, the first thing that a Beachbody coach has to do to be a good coach, you have to take care of yourself. You have to be a product of the product. You have to work out, and you have to drink a superfood shake. And I mean, those are the minimum. But because of those two things, and because of getting results, and because of reading a few books about how to drink enough water and how to clean up some of the other meals and how to breathe and how to stretch and how to do some things I'd never done before, like yoga and flexibility exercises, you get this opportunity to live life at a totally different level. So that's the first thing a Beachbody coach does, because if you don't do that, if you're not living healthy, nobody's going to buy your stuff. Nobody's going to buy your programs, because they're going to look at you and say, yeah, maybe they don't work, you know? And it's not to say that a Beachbody coach has to be perfect or perfectly in shape, because a lot of really good Beachbody coaches start their fitness journey and they take people with them on the journey, and they go together. And so, you know, over time, they make a bunch of improvements and become more fit. So a lot of times Beachbody coaches come in all different shapes and sizes, but they're in the game. They're exercising. They're doing something every day. They're eating clean and improving themselves. That's the first and most important thing about a Beachbody coach. The other thing a Beachbody coach does is we reach out to people and we invite them to join us, because it's a whole lot more fun when you're doing it with a group of people. It's this community that we live in of other coaches and the community of customers that are going through this transformation. But what I've learned is that a lot of people that are suffering, a lot of people that are struggling, a lot of people that are where I was, where you have this feeling of hopelessness, they don't reach out to you. They sort of close themselves into their own world. And so I'm not invasive in the way I approach people, but I do reach out to people and I invite people to join me. And, you know, when people are ready, when they get it in their head to do something about it, it changes their whole world. And I've had a lot of customers who weren't ready when I shared with them, and it's like, no problem. But I've had a lot of them come back to me later when they were ready and go through this process of becoming healthy, and it really is a life-changing thing. So I've had to grow from the inside out. I had to have a mental transformation before I could have a physical transformation. And I think that's part of what the first round of P90X did for me. An hour a day, do it no matter what, get in, get it done, get out, get your head right, stop feeling sorry for yourself, and learn the lessons that come with going through that process. And in addition to that, I read a lot of really good books about attitude, because attitude is everything. It makes you look at a glass of water that's half full and say, isn't that awesome? As opposed to somebody that says, oh, look, we're almost out of water. And, you know, you take that approach to everything that comes your way in life, and it changes you. It just changes you. And that's the kind of person I need to be in order to have an influence on other people. I need to be that positive person with that right attitude. I need to be the person that's selfless, that reaches out and is concerned about other people and helps them. And so the last thing is we run these challenge groups. And I told you a little bit about it already. It's a private, online fitness community. And we walk people through the process. See, when I first started, I didn't know I had a coach. I didn't read my book. I didn't do the workouts in the right order. I just did them. And when we run these challenge groups, we can really help people to get all of the details right the first time and not have to have a second round or third round in order to get it right. But it's really a matter of a few simple details that people sometimes just don't pay attention to or don't realize. And that's what we help people to get, along with some motivation, have some fun, posting fun pictures. I did it today, you know, I got my workout in. And, you know, the contrast between people who get in there and do that and people who try to do it on their own. They go to the gym 2-3 times a week and think that's enough. And a lot of times when people go to the gym, they don't really challenge themselves or push themselves. They stay in their comfort zone. And a lot of our fitness programs take us out of our comfort zone. Yeah, it seems kind of scary, but you know, when you push yourself a little bit, you can reach levels of fitness that you never could get if you didn't. And so challenge groups, following the program, read the manual, do it the way you're supposed to. Drink a shake is 1 meal a day. It's basic stuff, but you know, people need that guidance, and that's what we offer. And so anyway, that's Beachbody in a nutshell. So how much does it cost to become a coach? Well, let's just say this. Okay, first of all, if you were to take a traditional franchise, say like a 7-Eleven or something like that, and put a number on it. Suppose it's like $34,000 or $40,000, say, to buy a franchise. That would be normal. And to buy that franchise means that you do everything. You know, they might help you with some marketing, some posters, some store layout, some things like that. But you buy the inventory, you hire the help, you try and make a profit. And if you can make a profit in your first year in business, you're lucky. That's not the norm. A Beachbody coach. So a Beachbody, the fee to become a coach is basically $40. And Beachbody waives the coach fee if you buy what they call a challenge pack, which is a fitness program and a bag of Shakeology at the same time. All they're doing is setting you up for success. In other words, they're giving you an opportunity. Okay, buy an exercise program, buy a Shakeology, do it for a month or 3 months or whatever that specific program is, and get healthier and more fit, and that'll help you to get some success in having other people join you. And then they waive the fee. So what does it cost to become a Beachbody coach? Basically nothing. It costs $15.95 per month, and they provide you with all your back office software. So it's really cheap to be a Beachbody coach. It doesn't cost you hardly anything. And the truth is, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. And the reason I say that is that anyone can join as a coach. But the truth of the matter is the coaches that are successful in this business are coaches that put some skin in the game. They spend some time to learn what you need to know to be a good coach. And they invest in themselves in reading good books to get their attitude right. And they get a little bit of training and spend a little bit of time to learn and putting skin in the game, whatever that might be. That's how you get success in this business. That's the secret. Put some skin in the game. As Beachbody coaches, a lot of people, they hear the word network marketing and they say, oh, what is this, some kind of a pyramid scheme? A pyramid scheme. I always ask them, what is a pyramid scheme? Because I knew a pyramid scheme like 20 or 30 years ago with some bogus business that didn't have a product where you just invest money in it and the guy above you would get that money and you go get people underneath you to give you money. And eventually, since there's no product, the whole thing collapses. And that's what a pyramid was. That's my definition of a pyramid. But, you know, look at a traditional business and I'll show you a pyramid. Look at, you know, the CEO at the top of the organization with managers underneath it, supervisors, more of them underneath them, and then the employees at the bottom. Now, how many chances, or what's the percentage of opportunity for the employee at the bottom to become that one CEO at the top? Depending on the size of the organization, probably not real good. I mean, if you want to talk about a pyramid, that's the structure of traditional business, right? So network marketing, is it a pyramid? Well, no. We get coaches underneath us in the network, but if we're going to be successful as coaches, we want to make sure that our coaches underneath us are successful. And so what we do is we form a community. And we have a team of coaches. In our team, we do all kinds of things to make sure that everybody is successful. We do it together and we have fun together. But the reality is that I changed my life through health and fitness using these products. And so I felt this urge as people came to me and asked me what I did to help them. And then after that, I started reaching out to other people in my community, people that I grew up with, people that I saw that could benefit by the products that we have that are great products. And so it's really paying it forward. Because I went from the state of hopelessness. And now I have an opportunity to go out and to do that for other people and help them. In turn, what they have a similar experience, because it's bound to happen if they follow the program, and they get inspired because their lives are changed, and they can reach out to people and help other people, and that's how you pay it forward. And it's really inspiring someone who goes out and inspires somebody else. And that's what it's really all about. That's the structure of Beachbody. So how do you make money as a Beachbody coach? How do you do it? Two ways. First of all, you make 25% commission on any product that you sell. So if you sell somebody a fitness program, you make 25%. You sell them Shakeology, you make 25%. You sell Shakeology that repeats, where people are buying it every month, you get that commission every month. But the reality is, I've been a Beachbody coach for 4 years, and in that time, my retail commissions haven't really changed. It's about the same dollar amount every week. We get paid on Thursdays. And so I'm not out selling necessarily all the time. I'm building a team. And that team is out doing the same thing. And that's the second way to make money, is a residual income through how successful my team is at sharing products and helping people. And when I first started, my residual income was really low, and it took time to build it. But I decided from day one that I was going to stick with this. And I remember the password for one of my trainings was "be here in 1 year." And every time I'd go to that training, it would get in my brain, I'll be here. I will be here. I am not quitting. I'm going to do this. And sometimes it's challenging because you feel like once you get past your warm market of close family and friends and close people close to you, you need to learn how to share on a larger scale. And you need to do a lot of personal development or training to get your head right. And if you skip that step, it's kind of hard to move forward. But how great it is that I've been able to get healthy on the inside and on the outside. And so really, that's how it's done. And Beachbody coaches, they come in all shapes and sizes and all different walks of life. I've known people who were professionals, an orthodontist who walked away from his thriving practice to become a very successful coach. I know an attorney who's walked away from his practice when he was in real estate law, and a few years ago, real estate crashed, and so he was already a coach, but he wasn't doing a whole lot, but then he went all in. And I'm a grocery store owner, and I share through my business. I share on a personal level. I know gym owners that are Beachbody coaches. I know just fitness gurus that are all the time working out, who've got a lot of buddies that are working out that have become great Beachbody coaches because they share nutrition and they share ways to stay fit when you're not in the gym, and they have really been able to take that fitness community to a whole nother level. And so, Beachbody coaches, anyone can. It's really more a matter of, did you find the products to be inspiring? Did they do anything for you? Do you have a passion for it? Share it. Did you have an interest in helping other people to get results? Those are who make great Beachbody coaches. So what qualifies us to be Beachbody coaches? I already told you, you don't have to be like perfectly in shape. You can be going through your fitness journey and be a great coach. But the formula, the real formula for success as a Beachbody coach has to do with having great nutrition products and sharing nutritional tips, having exercise programs that work. And Beachbody has the best exercise programs. P90X is the #1 selling program worldwide. And then there's about 50 other programs, and they've come up with something for just about everybody. The latest one to be released is called 22-Minute Hardcore. You can get fit and healthy in 22 minutes a day. How about that? There's a dance cardio one for people that don't really like doing cardio. So they dance and they don't realize they did cardio and they get super healthy. And there's one for yoga advocates called PiYo, where you can get all this amazing strength training just by holding these yoga type positions and get your core super strong. And so there are great exercise programs. And the last component, the component that puts it all together, is us. Support. We help people. We guide them through the process. We give them the tips, the motivation, and accountability that they need to complete programs. We don't want to sell programs that people don't do. We want to help them to actually do it. And maybe that's what makes us a different kind of company than other companies. Because I honestly think a lot of the companies that are selling stuff don't really care if you use it or not. They just want to sell it. And that's not Beachbody. That's not us. From day one, I sat there with these amazing leaders and was inspired and wanted to be like them. I want to be able to learn how to influence. And not influenced by like being pushy, but being the kind of person that others are attracted to. And be the kind of person that people look up to. And be the kind of person that people believe because you're honest and you have integrity. And when I had the opportunity to go to my first leadership event, there's a picture of it here. It was at Laguna Beach. No, it was in Dana Point at Laguna Hills Marriott. And there on the lawn, we did that combat video that I was telling you about live with the people that made the program, the Les Mills group. And I'm right in the middle of the screen there. This picture has me in it. And then I have put a picture with me meeting Tony Horton. And I've had the opportunity to meet almost all of the celebrity trainers. I met Segi Caleb, who is the Body Beast guy, and Tony Horton and Sean T, and Chalene Johnson, and Autumn Calabrese, who made 21 Day Fix. That's now the #1 selling program for the last 2 years running. And so I've had an opportunity to be around these people. And that's those events and those people they're amazing people, and I just want to be around them. And that's why I am in this community of coaches. So why do I love Beachbody? I got healthy. I went from that awful place to this place right here. I wake up excited. I feel a genuine sense of fulfillment and purpose in life. I'm building wealth. And instead of doing crossword puzzles or Sudoku, I'm learning technology and how to use computers and make videos and do stuff that is maybe a generation below me. I'm not your normal coach, you know. Most coaches are in their 20s and 30s. But hey, coaches come in all different shapes and sizes and ages. And so I know there's a niche of people my age that desperately need help because of years and years of doing a couple of things wrong. They start adding up. And that means people are using so many prescription medicines to mask those problems that they have. And I can teach them and share with them things where they can get off the meds and they can feel great again and be alive and have this hope. And lastly, I live life by design. I'm doing the things that I want to do. When I want to do them, I picture myself. Picture this. In Hawaii, on the balcony of my timeshare, looking out over the bay with my laptop out in the morning and just getting in touch with my customers and making sure that they are getting their workouts in. And that's my life. That's what I do. That's why I love Beachbody. So I told you that we built a team of coaches and we provide all kinds of training. Our team is called Superfit Coach Squad. My daughter and son-in-law, my wife are in there. We've got all kinds of friends in there. And we give basic trainings in there. Even though Beachbody has all the trainings, we provide a lot of one-on-one. We teach you how to get a grip on what this is all about. We've got all kinds of files and documents of things that we've done that are proven, how to run challenge groups, how to run a free clean eating group. We make videos and we teach from that. We have small group trainings. We have a place to dream. Yeah, that's right. We dream. We dream about what is in our future as we build wealth, as we have an opportunity to live life the way we want, as we have an opportunity to help so many people and lift other people's lives up. It's a place to dream. That's what we do. And more importantly than anything else, I'm surrounding myself with people that really want to be their best selves. And that, for me, is really important. I told you the story of the two knucklehead employees that pulled the April Fool's joke on me. You know, I've got some great friends at work, but at the same time, I deal with so many things I just don't need to deal with. And here, I'm working with people that really want to inspire other people. So if you become a Beachbody coach and you find that it's not your passion, what's the worst case scenario? Well, for one, you've gotten in shape, you've gotten healthy because you've done the exercise programs, you have drank in a superfood shake every day, you've learned how to drink water the right way, you've learned how to clean up the other meals, you've read the nutrition guides on all the programs to help other people, so you know what a good, clean meal looks like. You get a 25% discount on awesome products. You've made some new friends. Maybe, just maybe, if you didn't buy a challenge pack, you've invested $40. And you faced your fears. And if it's not for you, no problem. But some of the greatest moments I've had as a Beachbody coach, I will never forget. I mean, learning how to make working out a habit, having a little group of people that come into my garage every day and work out with me, hosting Super Saturdays where we teach other coaches and we share what we do and how we do it, our success stories, going on amazing vacations. Last year we went to Cancun, all paid for by the company, at a 5-star hotel, resort, all inclusive, amazing. I had a little room right next to a pool with you could walk out the back door right to the pool, and it was quiet and serene. There was another pool that was a crazy pool where everybody was partying up, having fun, but I had a nice little quiet area, and it was great. We leave on a cruise in a couple of weeks. I went on a cruise with Beachbody 2 years ago, and my first year as a Beachbody coach, we went to Florida, to Disney World, and got to take the grandkids around Disneyland. And so we do some pretty awesome stuff. So what now? If you're interested in becoming a coach, if you think this might be right, let's talk. I'll explain all of the details that I might not have explained here. If you want to start a fitness journey, great. I would love to have you in my group. I have groups every month. The new one I'm going to start right now is called 22-Minute Hardcore with Tony Horton, and I can't wait to get started with it because we're going to have some people in that group that are going to get amazing results because Tony Horton's been in this game for a long time. He knows how to help you get your head right as well as get your body right. And so I can help you with that. But more importantly, you can start your own business and you can live your life by design. And hey, the whole concept is to end the trend of obesity in the United States. And there are so many people that are struggling and so much need that we can genuinely help. I'm Tom Wolf, and I'm here to help you live the good life through health and fitness.